Oh, salutations, fellow compatriots. Today has been a very interesting day. I caught up. Wait, no, I caught up with One Piece yesterday. Oh shoot, yeah, that's right. I'm finally up to date with One Piece. I am up to date. I've also spoiled myself as to the end of the Egghead arc because the manga series, um, it ends like the manga series is where they're at right now. Spoiler alert, mind you, spoiler alert. They're heading to Elbath. Um, and I learned about the Vegapunks, and I learned more of the plot of Egghead Island. So I did the effort to look at the climax of the Egghead arc. Yeah, I spoiled it for myself, and I don't care. I really don't. I just really wanted to know what was going on. But I'll leave it there. I've already spoiled so much already. Um, really excited to see how One Piece is going to turn out. So yeah, I caught up with One Piece yesterday, and I started watching My Hero Academia season 6. I started watching it. I finished the first episode. I was about almost halfway done with the second episode of season 6, and then I was like, man, this is so much. It's so heavy. Like I don't know. It's just because like season 5 was literally just the build up for the whole Hero Paramount Ward or whatever. And like season 6, it's like, oh, it's starting now, and it's just so much build up. It's so tense watching it. Like it's enjoyable, but I don't think I am mentally prepared to deal with the mental toil these episodes are going to do to my heart. The first episode was really tough on me because I'm like, I've seen the YouTube shorts about what'll happen after season 6 of the anime because the manga is almost finished. And then here's another thing, guys. I was talking with some of my friends like last year, or heck, even this year, and the discussion with anime, because we like to talk about anime, the discussion turned to My Hero Academia, and the question is, how does Deku become the greatest hero in Japan? So, like the number one hero in Japan. How does Izuku Midoriya become the number one hero in Japan? Because get this, when season 6 started, Midoriya narrates the prologue. Just, this is, for those of you that don't know about My Hero Academia and you just got thrown into 6th season, let me just give you a little small thing. Hey, Santa, yo, hi, thanks for joining the stream, man. And Deku says he's been at UA High for 10 months. So, season 1 of My Hero Academia, all the way up to season 5, to the end of it, that was a time lapse of 10 months. 10 months! And I'm just like, bro, Midoriya just came in high school like 10 months ago. You're telling me season 6 starts at the 10-month mark of his stay at UA High? And it's just like, huh. And so me and my friends discussed it more. And we were like, what the heck? How does Deku become the number one hero in Japan? Because so far we've only seen Deku deal with the League of Villains. Like this is an exceptionally rough year for Deku. Because if you include the movies, the 3 movies that are out for My Hero Academia, like if you include those 3 movies, like this is in the span of 10 months. 10 months. Oh my god. I mean like, dude, this is crazy. I forget how insane anime time lines are, because like all of this stuff that has occurred in My Hero Academia, anime wise, thus far, is within 10 months of Deku enrolling into UA High. Deku is a first year. And what does that mean? In Japan, there's like first year, second year, third years. In America, there's like freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior. Essentially, Deku is a freshman, and he's dealing with all of this stuff. What, he's like 14? So I'm just like, huh? Bro, 10 months. And then he's about to be involved into this whole massive war between like heroes and the Hero Liberation Front and the League of Villains. Like, oh my gosh. So I'm just like, huh. That's so weird. It's 10 months. 10 months! And yeah, how is he going to become the number one hero in Japan? He hasn't done anything, ooh, crazy. Well, actually, I take that back. If we include the movies, which I hope the movies are canon, then Deku saved the world. So I mean, he's trying to become the number one hero in Japan. I'm just like, me and my friends were trying to figure it out because I think the manga, if I'm not mistaken, is about 80% done now. And like, according to secondary sources and what is it, tertiary or thirtiary sources or whatever, third rate sources essentially. Secondary sources, whatever. It's like the mangaka for My Hero Academia is saying like, oh, I'm about like 80% done. I'm like, bro, you're gonna make Izuku Midoriya gonna become like make him the number one hero in Japan within a year of his life. A year. I mean, to be fair, apparently for what it looks like, Midoriya is unlocking more for One for All than All Might could ever do, and it's just like, oh, okay, it's pretty crazy. Um, yeah, so there's that. And then, as the title says, I did finally get into that anime. That anime that I've always wanted to watch but didn't have the motivation to. It is the 100 Girlfriends That Really, 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 Really Love You. And yes, that is the title of the anime. I remember seeing that series. I was surprised, I was shocked when I saw that become an anime. I was like, I have seen this. I have seen this somewhere. And then a flashback happened. So, I was going through the interwebs and I stumbled upon a manga panel of these two girls cuddling up to this one dude. And in the comments of said picture, it was like, oh, this is from the manga series the 100 Girlfriends That Really, 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 Really Love You. And I was like, oh, cool, that may be something to read. At the time, I was reading, like, other mangas at that point in time, and I believe some manhwas and comics. So, on, like, webtoons. So I was like, okay, I'll watch it eventually, or read it eventually, and I never did. And I completely forgot about it until the anime was announced, and I was like, oh, shoot, it's the series I was going to read. I didn't know it got like an anime, and mind you, I remember that because I saw that manga panel like 5 years ago, or like something. It was like a long time ago. Like, it had to have been when that series first started, because that was the ending to the first chapter. I'm pretty sure. I was talking to Kaicho about it, and Kaicho was telling me that the manga series, like, it's a series I would love, and I'm loving it. I am loving it. The reason why I streamed late was because I wanted to watch the swimsuit episode 6. I really wanted to watch that. I love it. I'm a big fan of harem animes. I am a degenerate, I know, but harem is one of my favorite genres. This is how bad of a degenerate I am. Harem ecchi. Harem ecchi, comedy. Yeah, those three. Those three together are like my favorite. Like, I binged High School DxD, Monster Musume, Everyday Life with the Monster Girls, pretty goat. Yeah, harem anime. I love harem anime. I'm a degenerate. I don't know. I like it. I love watching it. I think it's really funny, and like, some harem anime have some like wholesome moments. Like the series, the 100 Girlfriends one. Oh shoot, this is a nice series. What about gay movies? Not my cup of tea. I don't really watch those. There is one, actually, it's really funny that you mentioned that, Santi. There is one manga series that I read that is actually gay. It's just like the genre. What is it? It's basically, it's like a BL. It's like a trap BL. And it was one of the mangas that Kaicho recommended to me when we first met in university. And it was called Prunus Girl. And I was like, you know what? I'll try it out. Sure, I'll check this out. And the premise of the story is this guy is going through high school life and ends up falling in love with this girl, only to realize that this girl is actually a really feminine-looking boy. And then they hang out a lot, and then some funny things happen, like fan clubs for this feminine-looking boy came to be. Like, one fan club was dedicated to the fact that this boy was definitely a girl. The second one was like, definitely a guy, but it isn't gay. And then third is, this feminine boy is super cute. Who cares? So there were like three factions. So I remember that. That was one of the main arcs in that story that stood out to me that I thought was really funny. Um, and at the end of the story, spoiler alert, I guess, they get together, and I was satisfied with that. It was a really nice uh, read. I mean, it's not a gay movie, but like it's not my cup of tea. But I just remember like Prunus Girl. That was a nice read. I'm fine with that. Yeah. So yeah, I don't mind. It's just gay movies are just not my cup of tea. Why are you gay? Oh, if we're going off the old English definition of gay, it means happy. So yes, I am happy. Let me go through the history records to prove my point. It was actually, no, it's like a genuine fact about the word gay, is the fact that back then, the one of the literal definitions for it is meaning happy. That's why one of the like Christmas songs, it was like there's a phrase there's a Christmas song, I can't remember. There's a phrase that says gay apparel. It's like happy apparel, and I'm like, oh. But yeah, no, Santi, I know what you're talking about. I just thought, why are you gay? I remember that. I remember seeing that one, that meme that you referenced. Like I remember watching it, and it was really funny. I was like, bro, this can't be. It is live television. This is so bad. Yo, gay Christmas to you. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. We gay for Christmas. Yeah. We have to answer your question affirmatively for the third time. Yeah, it's not my cup of tea. I'm more of like heterosexual stuff. I'm more into that stuff. I mean, I've seen a couple of homo ones though, but I'm like, yeah, it's alright. I prefer hetero though, so yeah. That's just me and my personal preference. Man, that was can't wait to, what a great way to start off a stream on a Friday night, right? No, I didn't quit my Japanese lessons. I just wanted to talk about the 100 girlfriends that really, 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 really love you. Like the anime. I love it. That is why I started Stream Around this time, was because I was watching it, and I plan to binge it, because I believe the full first season's out. And what's funny is I was like, okay, first season's done. I didn't even watch the anime yet, and I was like, okay, let me go on Mail Client and hit related. Guess what? Second season's already announced. And I was like, I love it. I love it. I feel like, okay, one of the things that I've been more conscious of when watching anime is this fact that I heard from Joey Bazinger. If you guys know, like, it's Joey from Trash Taste. And I've been watching some of his YouTube shorts relating to the anime industry. Orally. I don't know why I said orally. I can speak it, I can't read it. I have yet to actually practice reading kanji, because speaking and reading are different things. Oh. Neko wa tebiru shita ni imasu. Is it neko wa? No. Neko wa tebiru shita ni imasu. It's something along those lines. Yeah, roll, right? I was like, that was one of the basic phrases Rosetta Stone throws at you to teach you object is above or below something. So, I'm pretty sure it is. I don't think wa is the correct transitional romaji, but it's either neko. Yeah, it's neko wa. It's neko wa. It's, I was like, is it no? Is it o? Nah, it's wa. So I managed to do that. Neko wa tebiru, neko wa tebiru o shita ni imasu. Oh, that's right. There's an O. There's a treasure there. Congrats, really. Oh, thanks, Santi. I appreciate that. I was like, oh, dude, I kid you not. My job is like, I got praised again for speaking Japanese at work the other day. Because we had some overseas people from Japan come to my workplace and work in our facilities. And there was a point in time where I ended up having to speak to them in Japanese with the aid of Google Translate, considering that I am nowhere near like conversational level Japanese level. Just, I can hear words here and there and do the best I can. Like, I'm more knowledgeable than the average person that does not know Japanese. So yeah, no, yesterday my boss's boss bought everyone lunch, and we were just eating and just chatting. And they recognized my accomplishment of speaking Japanese to overseas Japanese workers. And I was like, oh, shoot, hey, you're welcome. Thank you. It was just like communicating. because the situation where I ended up having to use my Japanese was with a worker that barely spoke English, so we had to basically use Japanese and English to try and do it. Oh yeah, it is. Oh, it definitely is, Santi. Especially if it's not in the alphabet that you learn, because like Spanish and Tagalog, we use the Phoenician alphabet just like English does. Now, Japanese written language is kanji, and Japanese is one of the hardest uh, writing systems to learn because they have three of them. They have three writing systems that you have to combine to make sentences to write in Japan. Like literally, there was a interview by Takanashi, I think, in Japan, like the YouTube channel. I've watched some of his shorts. I love his content, and he's interviewing Japanese people. He interviewed these Japanese kids and was like, "Which writing system or would you rather use, English or Japanese?" And the kids were like, "English." And then Takanashi's like, "Why?" And it's like, and the kids are like, "Well, with English, it's just one writing system. But in Japanese, you got three of them, and you gotta pick and choose each one and just make a coherent sentence from that." I'm like, because kanji in general is like the entire thing. So you have hiragana, which is like general kanji for Japan, and then you got katakana. Katakana is the writing system used for foreign words, because there are some words that don't exist in Japanese. For example, pan. Pan is Spanish. Pan means bread in Spanish, and Japan was like, how do we say that? Pan. All right, we'll take that. So it's like how in the Philippines, there's a lot of code switching with English. Like there are some things we just can't say in Tagalog, so we just use English. English is much more specific versus Tagalog, which is much more generalized. It's a very contextual language. As far as I know from my limited Tagalog and all the time I've spent with my family that constantly speak Tagalog, so yeah. But it's aso satin. Did I say that right, Santi? I'm sorry if I butchered it. I'm not Hispanic. So today, when I was in the restroom, it's so funny that you mentioned that. So today, when I was in the restroom at work, one of the production workers like came in, and we're just doing our own business, mind you. A frying pan is sartén. Oh, well, that's new. Thanks for teaching me that, Santi. And the guy was like, Hispanic? Because he was clearly Hispanic. And I was like, no, I'm Asian. He's like, so no Hispanic. I'm like, no, I'm Filipino. It's like, Filipina. And I'm like, no. I didn't say anything. And I was like, you know what? Yeah. Because if you say Filipina, then you're saying a female. Because we use Filipino as a guy, Filipina as a girl. We do that. And what's interesting is, it took me a while to realize this, is we don't have a word for daughter or son. We just have a word for child, and that's it. So it's like, anak. Anak means child. That is the word we use to designate for our offspring, essentially. And if you want to just, like, say, like, like, identify gender or whatever, it's like, babae is, like, girl. I forget how you say guy. I literally, because I remember, because there's a ton of girls in my family, so I constantly hear babae more. I don't remember how you say guy. Fudge. Babae just means girl. Whew, I don't remember how to say guy. That's how many girls there are in the family, guys. I remember female connotations, not male connotations, apparently. Anyway. But yeah, okay, that's gonna bother me. I'm gonna open my Google Translate real quick. English to Filipino guy. That it's lalaki. That's lalaki. Lalaki means guy in Tagalog. I mean, you can just say Filipino, Filipina, or you can do the slang version, which is Pinoy, guy, Pinay, girl. But in America, when you say Pinay, it's a funny joke because you're like, oh, you got a lot of those, huh? If you get it, you get it. If you don't, don't look into it. Yeah, it's some pretty cool stuff. So, and yeah, no, I'm really loving the 100 Girlfriends That Really, 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 Really Love You. I love that series so much. I finished the beach episode. Phony Filipino doesn't know the language, bro. I am a phony Filipino. I don't know the language. I'm actually pretty insecure about that, bro. I just don't know the language, bro. It's pretty sad. Like, it just ended up being that way. So, I've already said the story, but long story short, if you haven't heard the story already, as a kid, my parents tried to teach me Tagalog, Bisaya, and Ilonggo. They did the best they could. It's just I had language overload because I was sent to a school that spoke English in that taught English in Spanish. So essentially, I was being taught five languages at the wee age of like probably 3 or 4. I don't know, at a very young age. So they brought me to the doctor, and the doctor said, you gotta stick with one language or else your son just can't understand anything. So they stuck with English, and that's why I don't know my languages, because my brain could literally not handle 5 languages. That was the long and the short of it. I mean, they occasionally like started easing me into it, and then I took the incentive to learn it. It's not great, but at least I know some words, so there's that. So I've been called like I'm not a true Filipino in my university years. And I'm extremely lucky to not have dealt with that growing up all the way through high school, because I cannot imagine the mental trauma I would have received if I was given that type of treatment back then. My brain was more developed in university to handle those types of insults, but it's like, ooh, wow, that's not fun. Because yeah, unfortunately, like I see myself as a Filipino. I don't see myself as a true one because I just don't speak the language, unfortunately. And it's just like because of the treatment I received at university, that's my mindset. It's like I'm Filipino, but I don't see myself as a true one because I just don't know the language. And it's sad. I know I didn't mean to like dampen the mood. It's just like, oh, like that's how I feel. Like I'm proud of my heritage. And I actually do feel when I go to the Philippines I get really scared because it's like I'm a Filipino, but I can't speak the language, and I get scared because it's like, oh, they probably will look down at me or something. Oh, wow. Hi, S4N71N0M4773R4. I'm gonna call you San. What's up? Hey, San. Hi. Welcome back. Thank you for joining the stream. Oh, Santi? Dude, no way. Just made another account. Well, alright. Hi, Santi. I see. Why did you change your username? Is this another account? It's your second account? Oh, okay. Why, thanks for using 2 accounts on this stream, I guess. But yeah, I get nervous when I go to the Philippines because like I don't speak the language well, and I feel like I'll be judged if I try to speak Tagalog, but it'll be really bad because I look Filipino, and if I can't speak it and I'm in the Philippines, I get scared because they're like, oh wow, he's inferior because he can't speak it. I had to leave the other one. Did something happen? Did you get banned or something? Anyway, that's just a little bit of my insecurities in public display for Twitch. Anyway, 100 Girlfriends. Highly recommend it. You watch it if you love harem and stuff like that. Oh, your brother hijacked the PC? Wow, I like how you have a little, like... You have a little, what is it? Not an incentive. You have a backup plan if your first account gets hacked, so... sorry to see this, Santi, but hey. Hey. Okay, now, all that gloominess aside, let's just learn some Japanese.